After waiting so long. I swear, like every single time we kept hearing that this deal was gonna happen tonight. Nah, it's gonna happen the next day. Nah, it's this lunchtime and forever. That's all we kept hearing, speculation after speculation. Well, today, the speculation ends because Frank Lampard has officially signed for us. He is our new manager. He has replaced Maurizio Sarri, and now, and I'm telling you guys this right now, it's time to start being excited now. It really is. And for me, I'm so happy because this is everything that I've been wanting to see over the past few years. I've always felt that for this club to reach its potential, we had to turn towards the academy to take us to this level because the club's current strategy at the time just wasn't taking us anywhere. Yeah, we might win one thing for one season, but once the following season comes, everything goes downhill. We always take one step forward and take two steps back. But with Frank Lampard's appointment, it really symbolizes now that, listen, we want to progress and develop and grow the right way. We've understood that our previous strategies weren't there. They weren't the best ones. It's the reason why we've gotten this predicament in the first place. And the club have finally understood to become one of the biggest clubs out there. It needs time, it needs patience. And this is where the academy comes into play now, because over the years, we've been the best youth academy in Europe. There's no debating that. We've been the best youth academy, but there's always been a bottleneck. And that's been down to the club and for the managers they've hired. And in the first time probably since Roman's taken over, we've now signed a manager that's happy working alongside the expectations of the club, that's happy working with what he has from the club as well. And that guy is Frank Lampard. And I told you guys this before, Lampard was the only manager, the only one that was happy to sign for us even though we had a transfer ban. Guys like Ten Hag, for example, even Laurent Blanc, these guys didn't want to sign for us. And for me, this is the poetic justice that I've been waiting to see for a very, very, very long time now, because I've always felt it's going to take a Chelsea man to understand where we're going wrong, what we need to do to move forward, and to understand the steps to get there. Now, before I continue on, today's video is brought to you by the OneFootball App. Download the OneFootball App to get access to all the latest news happening across Europe. It's the transfer window. Big things will be happening right now. And if you download the OneFootball app, it's the best app to have due to how easy it is to find the news you want. If you go on the link in the description below, you'll get access to the OneFootball app. Now let's talk about the news surrounding Lampard's appointment today. Anyway, Lampard will be earning between 4 to 4.5 million. He has signed a new 3-year contract. The club did agree to pay the compensation fee worth 4 million to Derby. And the main reason as to why there were some hold-ups in the deal came down to legalities and finalising the compensation fee with Derby. Now, later today, Lampard will be doing his first press conference, and of course, I will be covering that. So if you guys want to understand what Lampard was talking about, if you want to hear my thoughts and opinions on what Lampard's saying in his press conference, make sure you tune in later to Blue Lions TV. Anyway, continuing on, and in the press announcement made by the club, Lampard had a few words to say. First of all, he said that he was immensely proud in signing for the club, and he's hoping that with a lot of hard work, he's going to help us obviously win more and obviously get more success for the future. Now, moving on to Marina, and Marina made sure to highlight that Lampard was a club legend to probably bring back those sentimentality vibes. Of course, a lot of us, whenever we think about Lampard, we cast our minds back to all the crazy goals he used to score, his abilities in midfield, so it makes a lot of sense to do that. But most importantly, Marina said something which I feel should give even the naysayers and the doubters a lot more confidence in the signing. Marina did state that Lampard will get the full support from the board this year, and honestly, that's music to my ears. What more can we ask for? What more? Before I end this, I do want to say shout out to the Chelsea Twitter account, Chelsea_base1. Respect to him, because I think him and his guy actually went to the stadium last night. They stayed there for hours trying to cover all the news that was happening right there and then. And obviously he stayed there until 2 a.m. So shout out to the dedication. You saw so many interesting things. You saw guys like Ruben, Hudson, Tammy, and Mitchie obviously pull up to the stadium. We all assumed that maybe there could be like a triple announcement signing to really show off all the new players that have signed new deals, but that wasn't to be the case, and maybe Lampard wanted to have a few words with key players for next season. Regardless though, Lampard is here and I'm feeling the signing, you guys. I'm feeling confident. When you look at Lampard, throughout his entire career, the guy's always been the underdog. During his time at West Ham, even when he signed for us, no one believed in him. No one thought that he had it in him to become one of the best ever midfield players in this country, but Lampard did that. And I'll tell you guys this straight, I do see history repeating itself. I think that Lampard is going to feed off the energy of all the doubt that's placed on him. I feel as if he will surprise a lot of people where he always tends to do this. We know with Frank Lampard, the word hard work doesn't follow too far behind, and you can just see him applying what's always been part of his makeup to his new managerial appointment with us. And honestly guys, this is great news. Now for some of you guys, you might be wondering, Nini, how exactly did we get to this point? And the first steps happened a few days ago. Derby released a statement a few days ago excusing Lampard from returning for pre-season. Derby felt it was better for him to conclude talks, and as you guys can see beside me, Derby have their own season to be planning for right now because all their players are back. A few days prior, Matt Law released an article detailing some of the plans that Lampard has for the club. In Matt Law's report, he spoke about Lampard signalling his intent to give young players proper opportunities at the club, which is music to my ears. Lampard will allow academy players to mix with seniors. Lampard will tell the youth coaches to vary their training times, and that's down to the fact that Lampard actually wants to see the youth team players playing. He wants to see these guys playing live. He wants to fully assess them from his own personal point of view. And we've seen time and time again throughout football that when a manager actually invests the time to study the academy and understand what he has at his disposal, that's when you tend to see top young players getting the game time early, which really helps them progress as they continue their career. Now, that doesn't end there. Lampard has said that youth team players will be able to use the same complexes as the senior players. And when you think about all this news released by Matt Law, and honestly, if you're a fan, these are really exciting times now. I mean, really exciting times. Now, there is more news to come out today now that Lampard has been announced, and Mason Mount has started talks to sign a new contract. Now, I'm telling you guys this straight. Lampard wants Mason Mount for next season. That's not to say that Mason has a guaranteed spot in the team, but Lampard is seriously considering the player. He's given him a massive opportunity to make something happen for himself right now. And honestly, I feel as if Mason Mount is going to do it. And to think, we have Reece James, Hudson-Odoi, Mason Mount all starting contract talks again. You guys, it's the Lampard effect. There are other updates as well. The club have updated their staff list, which is very interesting. Also, Eddie Newton has been appointed in the first team. As I was telling you guys earlier, this was a club decision. I think it's a very good decision in my personal opinion. And it's looking like Makelele will be replacing Eddie Newton's previous role. I'm going to give my thoughts and opinions to wrap up today's video, but honestly, you guys, of course, it's quite hard for me to really show my real emotions because, again, I can't re-record them. And for me, Frank Lampard's appointment is everything I've been dreaming of over the past few years. He's come in, he's brought back all the ex-Chelsea players. We now have tons of Chelsea experience, Chelsea football experience, and all these higher up senior positions at the club. And that's one thing that we've always needed. I mean, cast your minds back to previous seasons where we've seen the board make these stupid, ridiculous footballing decisions which have ultimately cost us. But now that the board members will be in constant communication with ex-Chelsea players, we're now going to start seeing footballing decisions being prioritized over money or over marketing. Lampard is the face of something new, but we can't forget the likes of Morris, Joe Edwards, Petter, Makelele, all the staff members, and everyone that's been so invested with this club for such a long time now. To everyone that's had hopes and dreams of seeing us being run in this direction, well, the reality is here now. We're taking the crucial steps to safeguard our long-term future, and honestly, you guys, this is the best news that any fan could hope for. You look at other clubs like Ajax, like Barcelona's for example, and they've always competed doing what they know best, being themselves. And that's always been one thing which we've really struggled to want to accept. But now, after all these years of Roman's tenure, we've now decided to take our future into our own hands. Lampard's at the helms, and he's signed up like-minded personnels that all believe in the same vision, have the same ambitions, and have the hopes of seeing the club becoming the top club that everyone wants to see. You guys, honestly, this is very exciting. I've got so many videos planned for the future. It is going to be crazy. It is going to be hectic. I was supposed to be going to Cancun tomorrow. That's not happening anymore. It's going to be videos like crazy for this month. Thank you guys for watching. Lampard's here, and I'm going to keep it moving. I'm Nini FC. This is Behind TV. Signing out.